this has nothing to do with today, and maybe I should have asked Kyle Shanahan. I will eventually. I will ask him flat out, if Brandon Ayuk is your best punt returner, will you let him return punts, or is he too important to your offense? That's a fair question, right? That's the question here. If Brandon Ayuk is the best punt returner on the team, should the Niners let him return punts, or is he too important to the offense?
Yeah, that's a tough question, and what I would like to see him return punts personally. I would like to see him be utilized as a punt returner, and if they're not going to utilize him as their every down punt returner, I guess is the way to put it. At least giving him a shot in the game. Every week, if it's every time there's a close
once or twice,
yeah, throw him out there a few times a game and let him go. I think that would be one of the ways that they can get him out there. And then on top of that, we look at the return game, and I know we look at like the numbers. And in 2019, they were actually better in 2018 on punt returns than they were in 2019. In 2020, they averaged 9 yards per return compared to 8 in 2019. But that doesn't take into account the bad fair catches, or putting your hand up and letting the ball drop and you get stuck in bad field position and stuff like that. I think the bigger issue in the return game is on the kick returns, and the fact that they sat down Richie James on kick returns in 2020 and put Jerick McKinnon in there. I think that's the bigger issue, really, because they were a pretty good kick return team in 2019. They made that switch and they went from the upper half of the league. They were the fourth worst team at kickoff returns last year. They were 29th. They were, when you're getting the ball at your 25 or less almost every time you're returning to kickoff, that's not acceptable. And that's where
every time Jerick McKinnon would get the ball and start running, it was like, no, what are you doing? First of all, you're jogging. Second of all, you're not going to make it to 25. I miss those days. Okay, here's the other thing. If Brandon Ayuk is the best kick returner on the team when they let him return kicks, the thing about Brandon Ayuk, he was a phenomenal kick returner at Arizona State. Also a really good punt returner, but he returned kicks. There's this one where he was against USC where he takes it up to the 30 and spins off a tackle like Deebo Samuel, runs for another 2 miles. I mean, it was amazing. I really think he could do both, and I think he's got the body. He's not like, no offense, Dante Pettis. He's not like Dante Pettis, who was a good college returner, but not built for the NFL game. I think Ayuk is, and it bothers me that so many Niner fans don't want to see this happen. I'm not even a Niner fan. I'm a football fan. I want to watch this.
Yeah, I want to see him get the ball in his hands. He's your best playmaker. It's very similar to John Taylor back in with the 49ers under Bill Walsh.
Thank you.
That's part of why he's in the 49ers Hall of Fame is what he did on punt returns.
Yeah, the idea that Brandon Ayuk is too good to return punts, but John Taylor wasn't. I'm sorry, Brandon Ayuk is very good, but so was John Taylor, right?
Oh yeah, John Taylor was a tremendous receiver.
And there's also Antonio Brown, who returned him forever. He was probably a future Hall of Famer. Deion Sanders did it for a long time. Are the Niners just too conservative in their return game? Is it Kyle Shanahan being like, look, I don't want the punt returner to muff a punt and take away a series for my offense. I'd rather just get the ball.
Yeah, I think they need to take a little bit of risk and get these guys in the game and let them, like I said, even if it's not every single time, they've got to try to get them in there, at least once a game, twice a game, or in the bigger games throughout the whole game.
If the greatest the greatest coach of all time, who happened to be an offensive genius, Bill Walsh, wanted a playmaker at punt returner and put John Taylor there, then Kyle Shanahan should lighten up a little bit, man. Come on, what are you afraid of? You're clearly not afraid of getting people hurt in practice, but when it comes to special teams, you draw the line there. I'm sorry, man. No one wants to watch River Craycraft or Trent Taylor return punts, even if they do average 8 yards a punt, because they're not going more than 8 yards. We want to see someone return it all the way, all the way.
Yeah,
and you could.
Yeah, or at least get a big one. And that's I'm fine with Richie James Jr. returning kickoffs, but let's get Brandon Ayuk returning punts.
Yeah, unfortunately, well, maybe it was right. They kind of legislated kickoffs out of the game because of concussions. I like kickoffs, but I get it. Punt returns, everyone's like, it's so dangerous. You see the people coming at you, and you can call for a fair catch. I don't remember that many instances of guys just getting blown up on punt returns. Yeah. I don't. I think there's more instances of guys getting blown up running over the middle at wide receiver. That's dangerous.
Oh, definitely.
You don't know where the hit's coming from. It could come from a safety who's, behind you basically, and you're looking at the quarterback and you run into a brick wall. That sucks. I don't know. Come on, Kyle. We're asking you, please.
Yeah, the hits aren't even what they used to be back there. You know, those guys are getting hit, but they're not getting hit like they used to be.
Full-time punt returners return the ball like 30 times a season. So that's like less than 2 times a game.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Come on, Cal, just do it.
Just do it. Will Craig says biggest question is who replaces Ayuk at wide receiver if he does get hurt. That's the thing. Everyone thinks he's going to get hurt returning punts. Who was the last punt returner that got hurt on the Niners returning a punt? Dante was returning a kickoff, and that was the most pathetic kickoff attempt I've ever seen. Sorry, Dante, but it was. You tiptoed. You were tiptoeing up the field.
Yeah, I can't really think of one who's gotten hurt as with a punt return.
Now in the XFL, there used to be that rule where no fair catches. In the XFL, I wouldn't want Brandon Ayuk returning punts, but in the NFL, I think it'd be all right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Good job, Vince McMahon. That's really what you want. That's good.
Yeah, bring back old time football or whatever he was kept talking about.
Didn't they also determine who got the ball first? It was like a 40-yard sprint to the ball. 2 players went after it, and in the opening game, someone separated. I remember that. I like the.
They put the ball at midfield. 2 guys on either end, and they sprinted to see who was going to get the ball first.
You wouldn't want Brandon Ayuk to do that. That's out of the question. But I think he can handle punt return.